Okay guys, welcome to Long Beach. We're on a dog leg to intercept an RNAV. The reason I'm doing this is I had some requests to do RNAV approaches procedures on the MD-11. I'm using FSiPanel. I positioned myself out on a dog leg. I'll show you how I did that later on, but go ahead and grab FSiPanel. I want to make sure I have man on the auto brakes, spoilers are armed. We are at slats extended on a dog leg, and here we go. You ready? I got to hold the brakes. We'll start flying. I've got nav selected, and we'll talk about procedures. Autopilot's back on. 3,000. Here we go. Okay. Just put this window in here. Okay. Here we go, direct to Lucig. We got to cross Lucig at 3, the FAF at 1600 going down to 568. Missed approach is in the box. 800, then a left turn to 3000. So we know all that. We briefed it all up. We're all happy. We should have 568 in the barrow minimums. So that's radio altimeter. We put that at 568 for the barrow. You can see we're flying in, and you're gonna like this. I'm gonna show you how I got here, how I set us up for this. You can do it over and over. Unfortunately, the MD-11 is not yet one of the aircraft. 777 is, 73, that they have FSiPanel. They've incorporated it, but they're in the process, because you can take snapshots if you did and just put yourself in any position, beam yourself right back out there. But let's see, 568. Painful, huh? That's okay. We're not worried. All right, 568, closing up is set. Now, let's say we're clear for the approach. We can go profile. Everything goes to pink. Window's open. And I'm going to put in 568 in the window. I think it's going to come out to 600. All right, 600's in the window. We're all in pink. So what's going to happen is it's going to, you can see that the profile says it's, the next one it's going to is 1600, which is gunny. Gunny, we're going direct. Everything's in pink. It's going to go to gunny. Once we're inside of gunny, we're 300 feet below, we can set 3000 for missed approach. But right now we can't do that. So we're inside of the FAF and at least 300 below the missed approach altitude. Here it comes. Let's get the gear down. Start configuring. Hold the speed back. Slow it on down. Speed below 250 flaps 5. We can go all the way to speed below 215. Bring it on down. We can go speed below, we can get 220. Bring it home. And there comes the course. The gunny is starting to descend down to 16. Keep rolling it on back.
2500.
MD-11, speed below 190. We can go all the way to flaps 35. It goes. We can get our speed back. See what they're supposed to be at. 137. And we'll go ahead and pull that and arm it. 137, slowing on down. Once we're inside of gunny, and that matters when it's not pink, we can set missed approach altitude. Don't do it now or it will start climbing. It's still pink. Still pink. Once it's there, I'm going to set the altitude up to 3000. If I were to do it right now, it would start climbing up to 3000. There it is, going down to 600. That's the next one. Still not there. 0.1 miles. There it is. Gunny's no longer pink. you can, and you're below 300 feet below missed approach altitude, you can set in your missed approach altitude, which is 3,000, and you're heading set, and you're ready to go. And there you go. That's your RNAV. Somebody asked me how to do it, and that's how you do it. You got to watch out on this transition to lands on these RNAVs. They'll bring you wide. By the way, we're green box and we're clear to land. They'll bring you wide. They'll bring you low. You can see the glide slope right there for the runway. If you can see the runway, sometimes I just take over and fly the glide slope on the transition to land. Because you can see that the RNAV is telling us we're right on, right? But the glide slope's telling us we're low. And that's really not uncommon.
Glide slope.
See, the RNAV's right on.
Glide slope.
And the glide slope's off. So when you transition to land, you like to have the glide slope in there as backup.
Glide slope.
So we'll just fly the glide slope and use that and pick up the VASIs. That's going to grade my landing for centerline, touchdown rate, distance on the runway. 40 feet's a good altitude to break the sink rate. So the you can see the RNAV vertical deviation indicator's right on, and now the ILS is right on too.
500.
Try to get a nice smooth touchdown right on center line, right in the zone.
400.
Seeing red over white on the VASIs.
300.
Sensitive to pitch, guys. I have mine on default on the sensitivities. Some guys have been using -60 and they've had great success with that.
200.
I just kind of get used to it.
100.
Glide slope.
50.
Glide
40.
slope.
30.
Glide slope.
20. 10.
Flit a little high. Stay on the center line or they're going to give us a bad grade. Auto brakes are off. Drop the nose. Reverse is coming in. 80 knots out by 60. Pop them out of reverse. Now I'm going to stop here and get my landing. I'm going to say I probably got touchdown zone was good. Probably 250 feet per minute, not great. And then I think my center line might have drifted around 20 feet. We'll see. And go to FSiPanel, landing report. No, it's good. So, KISS landing. I thought it was a little rough on that. Satisfactory, bank a touchdown. Good. So that was one of my better ones. But yeah, guys been putting in 60 on the sensitivity and the pitch. So now you want to go back out and do another one. Now, if you had a fully integrated airplane, which is one of these up here, one of those, you could have put in taken a snapshot. But we're in the MD-11, which is in transition. That's hopefully going to get there soon. And those snapshots are great because you can really get out there in a hurry. But let's not worry about that. Let's go back out and do another one. Left-hand vector. We'll do select the fix. And we're going to do left-hand vectors again. Well, the value's fine. That's what we had before. And let's go move aircraft and go out and do another one. We'll do another one, except we'll go around. Going around, it's going to be flaps 28. Going around, toga, flaps 28, positive rate gear up, set missed approach altitude, which is 3,000. We're preparing the aircraft. There they go. We're airborne.
Altitude.
You see the box being loaded. It's already got the fuel. It's loading up KLGB to KLGB. We'll be on. When it says release the brakes, we're a thing called position freeze. There we go. Still preparing, just typing everything in. It's about $50 for this program. Let's see, he just selected ILS. We're going to do one more RNAV since that's the purpose. 137 is free. So it says hold your brakes, aircraft ready. Think of that as position freeze. So now go to flight plan. Pick the approach you want, star. There it is, RNAV Zulu. If you remember, we got the DH 568. 568. Put that in. insert it, no transition, insert that, go direct to the next point. You've got that going. I come up, I'm going to go nav. I'm going to put in 3,000 feet here. Remember, we're on position freeze, and they normally would vector you in. And I'm going to go flight level change down to 3. Get down to 3, get it set up. So what do we got? We got well, I'll go in here and I'll get my brake set. Spoilers armed. We are out here with flaps. Slats extended. Brakes are armed. Spoilers are armed. Actually, the brakes didn't like that, did it? I'd have to turn it off first, then back on. I'll just go medium. Okay, so we're on a dogleg to final. We'll take a look at that. There it is. And that's as fast as it goes. Now, if I had the aircraft, as I mentioned, right now, we could go and take a snapshot if it was one of those aircraft, which this one's going to be soon. And it'll, when I'm on the runway, do a snapshot. It'll put me at 3,000 feet, just like I want it, with the approach that I want selected also, so I wouldn't have to do the other stuff. But you can see we get out here pretty quick. Pretty cool. All right, we're going to take this off freeze. It's going to kick off the autopilot on this airplane. Hold your brakes. There we go. Autopilot stayed on. It wasn't as rough that time. We're in nav. Now let's say we're clear for the approach. So I'm going to set just 3 things we have to do. Number 1, go profile. You get all pink across here. I'll leave the window open. Leave the window open. So, and now I'm going to bring this. So it's 1 push button and 2 altitudes. And I'm going to put in 600 here because I can't get in the 568. All right, 600 is set, all pink, and let's see if we can understand what the box is telling us. And it's telling us our next fix that it's looking at is Gunny, which is the FAF, at 1600. Then it's going to look at going down to 568. And that's how you do it. I could start slowing this down a little bit. I'm going to roll it back to 180. I know, it's a little far out, guys. Once I get it there, pull it. There it goes. And MD-11, let's see, speed below 255. Flaps is 15. We're about 8 miles outside of Gunny. No hurry to correct right now. You can see that they think they actually have the ILS tune. That's where we got that guidance last time. If you wanted to detune that, I don't know how that actually got in there. Originally, I think the ILS was set, so that's how that got in there, the frequency. But we're not going to have the ILS frequency available on this one. Maybe we'll get a little low. Maybe we'll go around as a result. So going around Toga, flaps 28. Then positive rate, gear up, set missed approach altitude. Remember, you can't set the missed approach altitude until you're inside a Gunny and at least 3,000 feet below the missed approach altitude, which we will be. So inside a Gunny, we'll be able to set 3,000 in there, set the runway heading as well. I'm going to get the runway heading over there now. Hope this helps. Guys were wondering how to do it. So when you clear for the approach, make sure you got profile and nav set. So 2 buttons, 2 windows. One is to make sure your speed intervened and altitude. 2 buttons, profile and nav, speed intervene, that's speed intervene plus altitude. And here we go, they're going down to 1600. We'll go gear down. And we got gear down, I'm sorry. And we'll go flaps 28. Get our speed all the way back here. flaps 35. Speed below 190, flaps 35. And the speed that we're looking for is 137. All right, so we got, we're not inside a gunny yet, if you remember, so we can't set the misapproach altitude. We'll wait for that. It's telling us that we're going down to 1600. You can see 1600 at gunny. It's leveling off. Attaboy. Attaboy. It's doing good, it's doing good. I could set FMS speed here, guys, and then preset the altitude, but we're not going to. See, it's all in pink. Profile to 1600. When gunny turns white, be runway 30 will turn pink. We'll set the altitude to 3000, and the aircraft will start descending down towards our minimums of 600. Right about in there, gunny's white. We'll set the altitude to 3000. Remember, don't do that prior, because it'll start climbing. You got to be inside the FAF at least 300 feet below misapproach altitude. So remember, 2 buttons, 2 windows: profile, nav, speed intervene, and altitude. Set your minimums. And there we go. Now you can see we don't have the benefit of having the glide slope tune, and it's coming down. It thinks it's doing a heck of a good job, but you're a little low, so we're going to end up going around. Once again, going around Toga, flaps 28, which is 1 click up. Positive rate, gear up, set misapproach altitude. At 400 feet, we'll go nav, and at 1,000 feet, we'll go level change, and 210 on the speed as it flies the misapproach.
Approaching minimum.
All right, autopilot's off. I'm going to keep flying the glide slope, the vertical track indicator there. And once again, I have default sensitivities, but you guys can set whatever you want.
400.
See that VTI is nailed. All right, let's say somewhere in here, Tower doesn't like what they see, and they say, hey, go around.
300.
There goes the throttles up. I hit Toga, going around. Flaps 28, 1 click. Positive rate, gear up. Set misapproach altitude, it's set.
Gear. Too low, gear.
You want to go nav. Nav, we're above 400. And level change. Get that speed up to 210. Gears up. Bring some flaps up. Lower the nose, Jeff. There's 3,000. Put them in their seats there, huh, guys? That wasn't very good. That wasn't good. But you get the idea. You get the idea. I apologize. That was pretty stinky. And we're at holding airspeed. We're in nav. Autopilot's back on.
Autopilot.
Didn't like that because it's not trimmed up.
Autopilot. Autopilot. Autopilot.
And it's nabbing it.
Autopilot.
Get it trimmed up properly. Start filing my report now. That's it. Gears up, flaps up. And we can disarm our spoilers and our brakes. Make a PA to the people. Enter holding. Well, we've got 200 knots below 6,000 feet. So I'll put in 200. Yeah, I guess we could probably do that at flaps 1. Slats extend rather, not flaps 15. We'll be fine with slats extend. So I'll do 200. All right, well, you can see how this turn point here is MD-11. That's actually what the airplane does. It creates a turn point. If you wanted to go redirect it, you could go into the box, direct to pander, and there it is with the hold. They may say, hey, where are you going there, MD-11? All right, so entering the hold at 200 knots, and it's in nav. We make a PA, come back in here, and do our stuff. All right, not the best example because I overshot the altitude, but you get the idea. When Toga, positive rate gear ups at misapproach altitude, kind of blew through that, and then we went to nav at 400 feet, started cleaning it up, and entering holding at 200 here, and we get our reclearance. All right, guys, I think that's it. You know, what I could do is fly on over. Nah,
Stabilizer motion.
enough for today. The video is already, I'm taking a look, it's 20 minutes. That's good enough today. But that's 2 RNAV approaches, and the airplane did a great job. One was a transition to land, nice landing, and the other one was a go-round. Not such a nice go-round, but we get the idea. But now that's FSiPanel. You know how to work it, and I think that'll do it for today. All right. Sorry, not the most smooth ending. Hey, go to our Discord, guys. Go to FSiPanel's Discord too. A lot of guys over there answering questions. I have all my checklists over there in another section. A systems video, a lot of stuff that will help you fly this. I also have 3 other videos out there on the MD-11 that are non-betas. They're the real ones here for this stage of the airplane. From cold dark to cold dark, answers most of the questions I've been seeing popping up on the Discord channels. All right, Father Time is out from Long Beach as we enter holding. See you guys.